So here we have a SQL Server instance that we're actually running on an Ubuntu container. I'm going to go ahead and log out and let's connect into our instance. So this is on our container here locally, and we're going to type in our password and we're going to connect. Here on SQL Server Management Studio, we can see that currently we have two different databases, right? So ideally, once you start working in this environment, you want to make sure that you can always back up your databases in case something goes wrong, disaster recovery, if you would. So we're going to select our AdventureWorks, and we're going to select Backup. And let's go ahead and add. Here we are on our container. We have a mount point with our backups already. Let me copy this name. And we're going to put that in that backup. And for testing purposes, we're just going to say copy, because there's already one in there from previous. So I'm going to say OK. OK. We're backing up our database. Okay, it says it was successful. Now let's actually go into our backup folder. And let's refresh. Go back in there. Oh, here's our copy. So we're going to try to, let's move that over into our SQL Backups folder. And we notice that we have the copy and one that I had done previously. So back in SQL Server Management Studio, let's say something goes wrong, and we're just going to go ahead and delete the database. So now we need to restore the backup. We're going to go look for that location, which was in our mount point. And we put it in this folder here. Let's grab the original one. Should be the same thing. Okay, so it was restored successfully. Let's actually make sure it works. Let's go to personal address. There we are. Okay, so ideally, we have this container 192.168.0.27 that's running Linux Ubuntu, to be precise. And if we go look at that container right now, here's our network, 107. And we were creating a backup to a Samba share on 192.168.0.104. Now it's important that you don't back it up locally, because if something goes wrong, let's just say we lose this container or we lost that database, it does you no good unless you have it offsite somewhere else other than inside of this this server. This container actually is what it is. So we did this by actually, let's get out of here. Oops. We're gonna go and look at our mount point. Let's keep this clean. Here we have our backups folder. So if we go in there, we see that we have our SQL backups folder, but actually we mounted our Samba share there so that we could access it and copy so that we could back up and restore and such. And we could look at that if we go into our Nano FS tab, and here we have our mount. We mounted inside of the mount backups, and we actually had that 104. And we were working inside of our 107. Okay, so that's going to conclude this video.